What is this? Is this Thursday? This is Thursday, y'all. Day 10 of the Houston, Texas lockdown. And today I'm not alone. Oh, my shirt says Joy Happens. James 1 2, in case you want to know, because everybody always says, what does your shirt say? But also, I have a guest, a very special guest. In fact, two very special guests, two of the sweetest people to ever grace a Gaither stage. And you know, all those Gaither people are pretty sweet. But Greg and Charlotte Ritchie are phenomenal, and they are with me today. I hope you're doing good. I wanted to check in on you. Day 10 of, I don't know what your lockdown's like, but day 10 for me. Let's see who's coming in. Rebecca Haskins, Plano, Texas. Donna Fisher, Jacob M. Hey, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Look at all these people. I love that I can just drag your names over here. Donna Vitti, from someone from Arkansas. Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Arkansas. Wow. Everybody. And I'm sure overseas they'll be piping in too on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And listen, share. If you share this, more people will see it. And I like that. So listen, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook. I don't know if you can share on Twitter or not. But I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for you. I'm still well. And I want to check in now with my dear special guests, Greg and Charlotte. Hello.
Hey, how are you,
everybody.
Mark?
I'm well. Now, y'all okay?
So far.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Well, good. And how are your kids?
About to go stir crazy. It's
Are
not
they?
So bad it's not so bad for Landon because he's a homebody and he enjoys being here. But our daughter, who actually turns 12 this month, she is a social creature, and this is driving her insane. So she's on FaceTime with her friends all the time, and they started a yoga class through FaceTime.
Wow.
And so yeah, they're doing all kinds of fun things. But
Has she not discovered Zoom yet?
No, because I don't know. She knows about it because of me, but I don't think her friends do, and so they
Well,
just.
I just yesterday, for the very first time, got on Zoom with my brother, Rick and Mick Vignell, Billy McDonald, all friends of ours from college. And so we were all discovering it together, and it is so cool. You need to check it out. But you got to do it with someone who knows what they're doing because, I would never be able to figure that out just by going onto their website. But someone who can bring you into a Zoom meeting or something, that would be so cool because then they'd all see each other exercising. And
Yeah. Well, I'm in college. And we're using Zoom now to do all of our classes. So I know a little bit about it, just enough to be dangerous, I think. But you're right. It is really, really a cool way
where
to
are
be
you
able
going to college?
I am going to Volunteer State Community College. I am studying for a nursing degree. And I've been doing it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
A couple of years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you want to be a nurse?
Yes, this is something I have wanted to do since I was a little girl,
Really?
And not to replace singing. I mean, I will never ever stop.
You could
singing.
be the singing nurse.
I've always thought it would be cool to do you hear about medical mission all the time. So I would love to do something like that, incorporating music and medicine. And I just think it'd be really fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got several things we want to get into, and do not let me leave before we hear Greg Ritchie, who plays drums for the Gaithers, and you both worked for David Phelps on his tours. Of course, I've seen you every time I'm with the Gaithers now. You're with them all the time, and we want you to sing something this morning for everybody. What we'll do is we'll let people, if you want to start recommending something for me or Charlotte or Greg to sing, Greg is going to show us how high. You thought David Phelps was a great singer. You thought David Phelps was a great tenor, or Wes Hampton. Oh, it's sad that they keep Greg on the drums.
I've worked with him a lot.
You work with all the tenors?
Yeah, I help him.
You do?
Bill brings me in to coach.
Yeah. Well, tell me how that goes. Just kind of coach me for a minute. How would you do that?
Well, my dad was in gospel music. I don't know if you knew that, Mark.
No, I didn't.
He was original member of Gold City Quartet, and he took voice from Leroy Abernathy.
Oh, wow.
Who he affectionately called Professor.
Okay.
And Leroy, if some of our friends don't know, Leroy is the vocal coach for Elvis. He
for
coached,
real.
Yeah, he worked with JD.
And a great songwriter, mainly.
Great songwriter, yeah. So I found one day when I was a teenager, I found all of my dad's cassette tapes where he had gone to his lessons. And the main thing that you want to do, and this is what I've gathered, like Dad had 20 cassettes of Leroy teaching him technique, and all the thing that just was the reoccurring theme in all of it was you got to keep it up in your head. You got to keep the tone up in your head.
Yeah.
Toward the top, I know it's difficult. Charlotte has been working on it a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the first.
So if you were to sing "Looking for a City," it would sound something like.
Well, you want to make sure everything's clear.
Yeah.
But then, and like I said, you got to think like there's a string in the top of your head. Looking for a city. And I'm still warming up a little bit.
Right.
But you hear the tone.
Yes.
It comes there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes right through here.
Yes, it does.
The listener doesn't get it here; they get it right here. What a blessing you've been to the whole Gaither tour for teaching those tenors how to really nail those notes through their heads.
Well, the real fame came when CCM picked up my version of, was it Silent Night?
Yes.
David was actually, we had been through a lesson, and David actually was accompanying me on the piano, and CCM Magazine wrote it up. I think the last we checked, it was over, I think it was around 1 million views.
So that is seriously available somewhere to go watch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it made it circular. I guarantee you some of our friends on here today have seen it.
Well, we need to get that link and make sure we spread that around. So how did this, you want to give us just a tidbit of that? What was it, Silent Night, you say?
Yeah, it's hard to do with the piano because it's, where was I, Charlotte? Silent night, holy night. You gotta really get it in your head.
Oh, God. God bless you, brother. That was a blessing. I'm not laughing at you. I am laughing in the joy of the Lord.
Well,
because
most people giggle because they realize that they just can't attain.
You can't believe that Gaither would put you on the drums.
Well, everybody has to serve in their own place.
And you got to just do what Gaither says when you're on his stage. But Charlotte, now, I know that his talent has really brought you to the party.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Seriously, guys, when Greg texted me the other day, he said, "We're going crazy, and Charlotte wants to be on Mondays with Mark." And I said, "Well, why wait till Monday? I'm going live every day." In fact, how many we got watching us right now? We got 1,257 people watching us right now. You're one of them, and I'm glad you're here. Charlotte,
yes.
Now that we've all had our fun, in case those of you who are thinking that we were being serious, which, sometimes we are, even when we're having fun. But I want Charlotte sings. I haven't even been watching the comments to see what y'all want her to sing. Oh, Patty Killinger said you sort of sound like Norman Holland.
Compliment.
That is a huge compliment. He was one of the funniest humans to ever breathe a breath.
Oh, he was awesome. Bad.
Well, Charlotte, just sing anything then. Sing whatever's on your heart, because this is, what I love about these little visits that this is not NBC or ABC. You know, we can go as long as we want or as short as we want, and so sing something.
How sweet to hold our newborn baby and feel the pride and the joy that he gives, but greater still, the calm assurance we can face uncertain days because he lives, because he lives. I can face tomorrow because he lives. All fear is gone because I know he holds the future. And life is worth the living just because he lives.
Oh.
That's my favorite song I think that has ever been written, because no matter what you're going through, whether you're, living your best life or you're deep in the valley, and it doesn't matter because God.
Or going through coronavirus.
Exactly. We have hope because of Jesus, and so I love that song. It is my favorite. It's my favorite.
You know, I've been going back and reading the comments every day after, because I can't read them as we're doing the show, but afterwards, and I've been writing down the songs that people have requested, and I love turning that over to them, because see if I can figure out what I did with them. That was a few days ago. Where's the ones? Hold on. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about.
Hey, you're better than me. I know just enough about technology.
Here they are. Oh, and also I wrote down a question. And this would be a good one for you too. How did you meet Bill Gaither?
Well, I was singing with the Nealons. I started out in gospel music. I was 17 years old when Rex Nealon hired me.
Okay.
I was a senior in high school, and Rex actually gave me one night off so I could fly back and graduate with my class.
Oh, nice.
But I was with the Nealons, and we did one of the videos, and that's how I met Bill. Of course, Bill and Gloria, like everybody else, their music has always been a part of my life. But
right.
But that's when I officially met him.
Well, she asked also me, and I'm putting y'all's names up here so people can know who you are if they don't already. But Marcia Duffkey, I guess it is, Durkee, said, how did you meet? Asked me, well, Roy Morgan, a guy, you don't know this, so I don't know why I'd say but Roy Morgan was booking me, gave Bill Gaither a videotape of me. Gary McSpadden was leaving at that time. And so Bill thought, well, this might be an interesting twist, and he thought my voice was good enough to sing baritone. And so he invited me, and I had just signed a recording contract with Word Records, and I thought, how can you do both? I've worked for 8 years to build the solo thing, and now this wonderful opportunity, which I never even dreamed about happening, because I've never sung in a group. I'd always sung solo, except with my mother, and then she'd sing harmony, so it was like I had to go figure out harmony and all that kind of stuff. And the baritone is the stepchild of parts because you move around.
Yes.
You fill whatever holes, but come to find out, it is the best part.
I love it. Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
And I've told Charlotte this 100 times. One of my favorite songs of all times is a song that you sing, and nobody sings it better, and that's Home Where I Belong.
Oh, thank you.
That song has really ministered to me through the years, and gosh, I love to hear you sing it. It's like a warm blanket.
Pat Terry wrote that.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Well, I love singing with you because I'm a harmony singer by heart. I love,
me too.
blended.
You are, Greg.
But I love, being able to try to blend with all different types of voices. But you and I have had the opportunity to sing together a couple of times, and that has so much fun.
Oh, I know when we do it. But the angel called him Jesus, born of a virgin.
Yes.
Mary called. It's hard to do it over the internet because there's a little bit of a delay. I got to figure out how, like the Gaither Vocal Band did that. I guess they. Just, do you know how they did it?
I have no idea, but that would be a good thing to do, because I mean I think, like, I did a session the other day, and it was so much fun because when you're, if you're a singer, you sing, and in these circumstances we haven't really been able to do that, to be together and do the harmonies and all of those fun little things that we love to do. And so yeah, we need to figure that out.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. So what are you now? All of your concerts have been canceled. If you had the solo dates or Gaither dates, so I guess you're just Are y'all doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Just hanging in there and trying to encourage everybody, each other. We get calls on a daily basis from, Dina calls us. Dina's our production manager out on Gaither tour. She's precious. She's called us just about every day. Wes and I spoke yesterday on the phone. Kevin Williams just left me a voicemail, so I'm going to call him back in just a little while. He doesn't know we're doing this.
Oh, so, he doesn't?
No. I don't. Right now.
Don't you love Kevin Williams?
Yes.
He's a genius.
He is. Gaither, I don't think Gaither could survive without him now. I mean, because he is everything.
He is completely indispensable. And what our friends in the audience don't know a lot of times is Kevin not only is bantering off of Bill and playing multiple instruments and helping run our tracks and our sound system, he has three other microphones that has a foot switch, and he's giving cues for cameras. He gives cues to the band. He gives cues to the monitor engineers and the house and the lights. He literally is indispensable from where he sits.
Runs the tracks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a genius. I cannot imagine trying to replace him.
No. There's no one that can do everything that he does.
No. We got a song request from Andrea, and you'll know this, Andrea G. Schmidt. Do you guys know Remind Me, Dear Lord? Do you know that one?
Yes.
Sing a little of it.
Roll back the curtain of memory now and then. Show me where you brought me from and where I could have been. Remember, I'm human and tend to forget. So remind me, dear Lord.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
All the things that I love and hold dear to my heart are just borrowed. They're not mine at all. Jesus, only let me use them to brighten my life. So remind me, dear Lord. What a great song.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Good request.
Dottie Rambo. Oh, Linda King Lemons also loves Kevin Williams. To know Kevin is to love Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we got David Campbell watching from Northern Ireland. I hope you're staying safe, David, over there in Northern Ireland. Let's see what else. If any other songs, someone please sing "The King Is Coming." Oh, y'all, listen. Wait, here it is. That verse. That sounds just like Gloria was seeing into the future. The marketplace is empty. No more traffic in the streets.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All the builder's tools are silent. No more time to harvest wheat. Busy housewives. Now, this part hadn't happened because busy housewives are busier than ever, having to homeschool those kids they should never have had. Busy, I'm kidding. Busy housewives cease their labors in the courtrooms. Oh, well, here we go. It does sometimes feel like we're in a 1970s movie that they showed at our church to get us all to come to the altar about the end times.
Okay. Those movies scared me to death when I was a kid. Oh, my word.
Well, we're living one now.
Yeah.
We're living one. But you know what? I don't know why. I've got peace. I got peace like a river. But, I'm just not worried. I don't know why. I guess, I've always heard why pray when you can worry.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm praying all the time or I'm some super saint. I just think my Father's got this.
Yeah.
Has it ever occurred to you that nothing ever occurs to God? I mean, he is not shocked or taken by surprise by us or anything. And so we can rest in that, I think. Charlotte, your voice is stunning, and it is Lily, let me see if I can pronounce her name. Livy Krivonik. Lily Krivonik. See, phonetics. Krivonik. See? I'm so glad I learned phonetics. And you do have the sweetest voice.
Thank you.
Oh, here's another one you should sing. 'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus. Sing a little of that.
'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to know.
Rest upon the
his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord.
Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more.
Oh, and then here's another request for you.
Okay.
I love this from Carol Pfeiffer. Said, can you please have Greg's wife sing a song called God on the Mountain? Do you ever sing that?
I never have. I'm usually backing up Sweet Miranda. But what a fat song. Life is easy.
Yeah.
And you're up on the mountain. And you've got peace of mind like you've never known. But things change and you're down in the valley. Don't lose faith, for you're never alone. 'Cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. When things go wrong, he'll make them right. And the God of the good times, he's still God in the bad times. The God of the day is still God in the night.
Wow. I mean, these songs are for such a time as this. He is God. I like that time a little preacher's wife asked me if she thought that maybe God had spared my home in Galveston when Katrina came through here, or whatever hurricane it was at the time, because I've given my life to the Lord in ministry and whatever. I said, well, I think God's good if he'd blown it right into the ocean. Right. My belief that God is good is not dependent upon some nails holding some boards together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
God is good if he blows me apart, blows the world. God is good.
Yes.
I mean, your choice is good God, bad God, or no God.
Right.
Right on.
Right.
I choose to believe he's good. And I'll go to my grave believing it, I hope. I hope I will. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's see if we've got anybody else want to hear something. I love this. Must check out He Is Worthy by Andrew Peterson. I don't know that song, but it sounds like anything written by Andrew Peterson.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that particular song, but Andrew, oh my
You
goodness.
did a song by Andrew.
I've done
didn't
a couple of songs that Andrew wrote. One is called After the Last Tear Falls, and another one's called Window in the World.
you? Love that one.
He's an amazing
Oh,
songwriter.
and he also wrote the one that I gave to the Isaacs. Buddy
Yeah.
Green called me and said, Mark, I've heard the best Christmas song since Mary Did You Know, which was kind of egotistical of him to say it that way. Beings that he and I wrote Mary Did You Know. But anyway, so I said, where, what, when? And he said, it's called, what is it called again? Oh, Father, help me. What's the name of the song I'm talking about? The Isaac sang it.
It was not a silent
Yeah,
night.
it was not a silent night. Labor of Love. Labor
Love,
of
yeah.
Love. Y'all, if you've not heard it, go Google the Isaacs Labor of Love and be blessed. But I took it to the Isaacs and of course they fell in love with it. But oh, that song, I wept and wept. I would play it over and over once I downloaded it after Buddy told me about it. It was not a silent night. There was blood on the ground. You could hear a woman cry in the alleyway that night on the streets of David's town. And the stable was not clean. And the cobblestones were cold. And little Mary, full of grace, with the tears upon her face, had no mother's hand to hold.
Yeah.
It was a labor of pain. It was a cold sky above. But for the girl on the ground in the dark, with every beat of her beautiful heart, it was a labor of love. Oh, listen to this. Noble Joseph by her side, calloused hands and weary eyes. There was no midwife to be found on the streets of David's town in the middle of the night. So he held her and he prayed, shafts of moonlight on his face. But the baby in the womb, he was the maker of the moon. He was the author of the faith that could make the mountains move. That's when I started speaking in tongues right there.
Yes.
It was a labor. That's okay. I got dogs. I got one dog now. It was a labor of pain. It was a cold sky. But for the girl on the ground in the dark, with every beat of her beautiful heart, it was a labor of love. Oh gosh!
What a great song. And Becky,
Oh
her
my.
interpretation of that is just absolutely just amazing.
She's my. Oh, I hate to say this because everything's my favorite, but she's my favorite.
I
know.
love her.
I love that voice. You know, they say when I die, they're going to put on my tombstone, this is the best grave I've ever been in. Because no matter what I'm doing or hearing or eating or at the time, it is the greatest.
You know what? That's the best thing about you. That's one thing I love about you. You remember having breakfast in that hotel? Was it Florida? Where were we?
It
You
was
remember that?
Florida. Yeah.
We were in Florida. I have a memory like a stump. I don't
Yeah.
know why. It's horrible, but I remember that. And I remember the great time that we had together, just the three of us. We sat down and had hotel breakfast in Fort Lauderdale.
No, Jacksonville.
See, I'm not good.
I'm not good
But-
with that. What happened?
No, we just had a great time, and we left there thinking how awesome it was just to fellowship with you and
Oh,
get closer to you, and
well,
you know,
thank you.
yeah.
Someone said, wants to hear I thirst. I can sing a little of that. My mama wrote that. He said, I thirst, yet he made the rivers. He said, I thirst, yet he made the sea. I thirst, said the King of the ages. In his great thirst, he brought water to me. And didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
That's such a great song. I love the when you and your mom did that together. That was always really sweet.
That was
I love it.
fun. Let's see if
Yeah.
we can find one more for you to sing. This has been a fun one, y'all. We've gone 30 minutes.
Oh,
That's
really?
amazing.
cool.
And it feels like 2.
No.
Are y'all having fun out there?
I'm having a great
Everybody.
time.
I hope everybody watching this. Okay, let's see. Here's one. Pass me not, O gentle Savior. I love that one. Sing a little of that, Charlotte.
Pass me not, O gentle Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by.
Fanny Crosby wrote that.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? Sometimes I'll get a copyright notice that one of the Fanny's songs that I've sung, one of her songs, will get tagged by YouTube. And I'll write and say, she died in 1915. I think this is PD now. Because, 75 years after the author dies, the song becomes public domain, for those of you who don't know that. And that way, anybody can sing it, anybody can record it, and you don't have to pay a royalty.
Yeah.
And so anyway, but there are still some publishers out there try to sneak it in, I think. Try to say, oh, that's our song. Well, no, it ain't.
Right.
So what are y'all going to do today? What are you going to do to keep yourself busy?
Well, I'll be doing school. I am taking anatomy and physiology 2, microbiology, and sociology. So I'll be doing that. And just trying to, keep the house running. I've got a lot of laundry to do. Woohoo, my favorite. But yeah.
I am a partner in a marketing company and a print shop, so I've got some things to do with that. And one of the things I have to do, and I'm ashamed to say, we're behind the curve, but I'm doing Charlotte an official YouTube channel. So that's because she's been out there so long. There's a lot of material on there, but it hardly any of it's come from us. And we're going to do some things in the living room and just to hopefully encourage our friends that love Charlotte again. And so I'm working on that all day today.
Yeah. Put some songs up. Go live. People love you going live, and it doesn't cost them anything to watch. At least they don't cost them to watch me. And it doesn't cost me anything really to do this. Yeah. I'm in my bed. Look, I got a green screen, but look, the reason why I do is because I didn't make the bed. I don't believe in making the bed. I believe in leaving that bed is made one day a week, and that's Monday when the maid comes. And then, because I believe the way you make your bed is you shut the door.
Yes.
That's great.
So with a green screen, we're in Hawaii.
I love it.
Isn't it great?
Yes.
That's great.
And so, look at there. Ann and John think this is the best live show yet. Feeling the spirit moving, such sweet music. Thank you, Mark. And thank Charlotte and Greg, too. Thank y'all. Isn't that sweet? I love these comments. Oh, we got to hear this one before we close. Give us a little bit of Go Rest High on the Mountain. David Blackburn requested. They played it at his son's funeral. God bless you, David.
Sorry for your loss, David. This is a great.
So sorry.
Again, gives us hope. I know your life on earth was trouble. Only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. Go rest high on that mountain. Son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven a-shouting, love for the Father and the Son.
No one can sing that like you. I mean, I love when you, the Gaither concerts, when you do that one. Let's see if we got anything else. I hate to leave. Everybody loves this. I'm loving it. We have 1,381 people still with us.
Wow.
Can you believe it? I guess they're as bored as I am. You know? I love coming in here, and once I've done it in the morning, later on in the day. And the reason I started doing this in the morning because most people, if they're going to do a concert, it's going to be at night, and I don't want to be doing this while somebody that I love is doing a concert. I love to share those things when I know about them. Like the Triumphant Quartet, they had one the other night, and then Stephen Curtis Chapman had one. Well, I heard about those, so I shared them. But so I've been going in the morning. And then later on in the day, I'm sitting there bored because, we're all hunkering down.
I know.
What are you going to do today?
Yeah, what are you going to do today?
Well, I'm probably going to go in there and watch my stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm binging. Have you seen Tiger King?
Okay.
On Netflix?
I couldn't resist. I finished a series that I was watching, and then I got
Wait,
bored.
what was it? I want to write it down because I'm looking for stuff to binge. In fact, any of y'all watching this, if you got something good on Netflix or for me to binge, that I can binge with friends because I don't binge alone. I got 3 or 4 come up. I have my harem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colleen, Dina, Shelley, and Deborah, they're cooking for me every night.
Oh, I wish I was there.
Tell them I love
I'm going to be... I will, and I saw a meme that's perfect for me. It said, "When this is over, will 600-pound life find me, or do I have to find them?"
Yes, I can relate.
I've loved. There's nothing I'd rather do than hunker down anyway. Okay, so what have you watched?
I finished the last season of Ozark.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little dark, but I love Jason Bateman. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And, man, his role in that is just superb.
What's the other Hunters or?
Oh yeah, I watched The Hunters with Al Pacino. That is fabulous, Mark.
Oh, is that the? Okay, yeah. I need to watch that one.
That's on.
That's on Netflix, isn't it? Or is that on? That may be on Prime.
I think
it may be on
Prime.
Yeah, it is on Prime.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's an amazing show. And I also watch. I'm a little bit of a sci-fi weirdo, because I like to, when all the atheists try to explain away God and they chase themselves right down to the end of the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So Devs, I watch Devs.
DEVS.
DEVS. Yeah, and that's got the guy. Charlotte, what's his name? I'm horrible with actors' names, but the guy that's on that craft show. He does the craft with the Saturday Night Live lady, and they do the crafts together.
Oh.
The bearded guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Oh, I can't either.
Sorry.
Doris thought Hunters is amazing. Animal People, someone suggested. I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
I watch all kind of documentaries and things. I
love documentaries.
I watch UFOs. I watch Nikola Tesla is what I was watching last night. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Yeah, science and him being a real live person and just a genius. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, I love when I find a good something you can binge, especially this time of when we're going through all this. But also a great documentary can sweep me in.
Yeah.
I've seen the Tesla. I've seen a lot of those. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of doing things when we're bored, I know you read a lot, and so do we. We read quite a bit. But have you read anything by Timothy Keller?
No, but I will.
Okay, well, speaking of Buddy Green a second ago, Buddy, I love Buddy. He's one of my favorite humans on the planet. He suggested, we were on tour, and he said, Greg, you need to pick up Timothy Keller's books. And so I started with Making Sense of God. Is a fantastic book. It's a book for skeptics and Christians alike. And what am I currently reading by him? Anyway, anything Timothy Keller will not disappoint.
Well, cool.
He is a pastor in New York City at Redeemer Presbyterian Church, and is very, very popular in New York City. And he's
who Timothy is, or
yeah,
okay.
He's got a YouTube channel too. It's amazing. You check him out.
Okay. Well, cool. You know what? I wish someone somewhere would put together a page, right? I'm trying to do that, but I can't do this. But a page that would show everybody who's doing something live, all the artists that are doing something live. Just somebody out there do that. Just when you find, go, since you got nothing to do, we're all hunkering down. Start a web page that shows who's doing what, if you can find out. I guess you have to befriend everybody.
That's a great idea.
But y'all should do a concert night, go live, set up the camera, do it a landscape. Don't do it. I hate it when people do it this way. Get your camera going this way.
Yeah. Well, our son's got a really good camera, and it's a still, but it also does motion.
Right.
Well,
that's what I'm using right now, a Canon 80D. Yeah. And it goes USB into my computer, and then I have Ecamm Live, which is the program that brings in Skype and me side by side, which is cool. I can have up to 4 Skype guests on this one, broadcast. I guess maybe more. I don't know how many Skype guests I can have.
You need to text me some of that technical stuff, seriously, when you get done today, because I want to do some of that.
Well, it's real easy. Ecamm Live, ECAMM.com. And then get the Ecamm Live, ECAMM. Just remember that.
Remember that for 10 minutes.
Because that brain doesn't hold it any longer.
No, anymore. I'm almost 50.
You're almost 50?
Yeah, I'll be 50 in July if I make it.
That's so young. That is so young.
Yeah,
Casting Crowns is Facebook Live on Friday. See? Someone just said that. I'll have to go check that out. Casting Crowns are going to Facebook Live this Friday. That's tomorrow.
They are the sweetest human
and
beings.
aren't they? Here's Thomas Williams put up ecamm.com, so y'all won't forget it.
Thank you, Thomas.
Well, all right, y'all. We did it.
Mark, we did it. We love you very much.
And let's do it again.
Okay.
Why not? I love you, Charlotte, because you know all the lyrics like I do.
Yeah, I love it. It's funny too when you don't even think of songs that you haven't heard in since you were a kid, and somehow they're in your brain. They're back there somewhere,
and I can't remember the name of I forget famous people as well as not famous. You don't have to be somebody for me to forget you. I don't know why I can't remember names, but I can remember lyrics.
Me too. Yeah. Me too. If it's set to music, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good. Well, even if I just loved reading them, quoting them, because it helps me grab onto them a little better. Okay. I love you guys.
Love you too, Mark.
I'll see all of you tomorrow. It'll be day 11 of our lockdown, and I'll try to find another guest. Any of my friends watching that want to guest with me tomorrow, call me if you got my number, and we'll set it up. All right, I love you. You guys are the best.
Bye, friends.
I love you.
Bye-bye.